often have we heard someone say, "Oh, that's for the CSR department," when we ask them about a sustainability initiative or a philanthropic venture? Is doing good something that has to be consigned only to the CSR department to focus on? What can leaders do to make it central to every business operation? Welcome back to my Thursday video series where I share examples for you to use at work to make your messaging sticky. Sally Bailey is the past CEO of high street lifestyle brand White Stuff. When she was appointed CEO in 2004, her mission was to grow the business while remaining true to the ethical principles upon which the company was founded. But Bailey says doing good is not simply about having a CSR department, as some businesses seem to think. The process needs to be root and branch. In 2010, she established the White Stuff Foundation, which pledged to give 1% of the profits to charity every year, and more importantly, introduced processes to ensure that the brand works closely with manufacturers to improve the everyday lives of workers across its supply chain. And this is what she used to do. Whenever I visit factories, be it in India or China or wherever, I would always ask for a glass of water from the same source as the workers. That's a really quick way to establish what the conditions are like and whether the workers are being treated properly. Some of the suppliers used to be confused as they were used to handing out bottled water to visitors. But Sally would always insist on having water from the same source as the workers. And she says, if there was a problem, we would never just walk away. Withdrawing business does not help the factory workers. It is much better to work with the factory owners to educate them on how improving conditions can really help retain good staff, and it's actually good for business. Now, how does she do this? In her own words, I would never embarrass a factory owner in front of his staff. But in private, I would make it clear that providing safe and healthy conditions for workers is a non-negotiable. I would also offer for our staff to work with them to improve their facilities. So Sally and her team would go and interview staff from the factory floor. The factory owners knew that they did this as part of their agreement, but they didn't know which individuals they would talk to, so there were no repercussions. She shares about one incident where they found out that the workers were being paid less than minimum wage. So they challenged the owner, and it turned out that it was a problem with the supervisor. In the end, they worked with the factory to improve the processes so it would not happen again. Sally shares, by showing that you genuinely care about this stuff, suppliers take you seriously and act. And I believe that most people want to do good. They just need some help in realizing that it's okay to do good in business too. What a great example of walking the talk. So if you wanted to communicate to your volunteers, to your teams, that we need to stay true to our vision, instead of just saying we need to stay true to our vision and we need to do this and we need to do that, it's a great example for you to share and ask them, what can be our water glass moment? It also actually reminds me of an audit guideline shared by my mentor when I was in my audit stint at Unilever during my management trainee days. And this is etched in my memory. He said, trust but verify. Where else would you use this example and to make what point? Do share in the comments, and I'd love to hear from you.